हेलो एंड वेलकम मेरे प्यारे जीनियसेस। इस जीनियस वीडियो को देखने के बाद में यू विल लर्न द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ अ पैरेललोग्राम एंड सी हाउ इट वाज यूज्ड टू डिजाइन दिस स्टनिंग डॉकलैंड ऑफिस इन हैम्बर्ग। अभी जो बिल्डिंग है इज शेप्ड लाइक अ पैरेललोग्राम, which means that the opposite sides of this building are parallel to each other. So AB is parallel to CD and AC is parallel to BD. So for any parallelogram, say P, Q, R, S, observe that the diagonal PR divides the parallelogram into two triangles. कौन से? Triangle PQR and triangle RSP. अब in triangle PQR and triangle RSP, note कीजिएगा that PQ is parallel to SR and PR is a transversal. तो angle QPR and angle PRS are alternate angles. So what can we say about alternate angles? That they are equal. So angle QPR equals to angle PRS. Similarly, PS is parallel to QR and again PR is a transversal. तो angle SPR equals to angle PRQ क्योंकि both of them are alternate angles. And both the triangles share a common side PR. So PR equal to PR. So therefore we can say that triangle PQR and triangle RSP are congruent triangles using कौन सा वाला test? Correct, the ASA test. And since triangle PQR and triangle RSP are congruent triangles, so therefore the corresponding sides of these two triangles must be equal. So it follows that PQ equals to RS and QR equals to PS. But PQ and RS are the opposite sides of the parallelogram, and so are QR and PS. So therefore we can say that the opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. अब इसका जो converse है ना, that is also true. It states that if the opposite sides of a quadrilateral are equal, then it is a parallelogram. Moving on, एक और property देखते हैं of our parallelogram. Earlier हमने prove किया था that triangle PQR and triangle RSP are congruent triangles. So therefore the corresponding angles of these two triangles must also be equal. So it follows that angle Q equals to angle S. Angle Q and angle S are the opposite angles of this parallelogram. So similarly, if we draw the diagonal QS, then we can prove that triangle QPS is congruent to triangle SRQ. So angle R is equal to angle P, which is again the opposite angles of the parallelogram. So therefore, it follows that the opposite angles of a parallelogram are equal. And if in a quadrilateral each pair of opposite angles is equal, then it is a parallelogram. Moving on, let's see the last property of a parallelogram. Up in triangle POS and triangle ROQ, angle OPS equals to angle ORQ. Alternate angles, ठीक है? Angle OSP equals to angle OQR. Alternate angles. And angle PS equals to angle QR. Opposite sides of a parallelogram. ठीक है? तो triangle POS is congruent to triangle ROQ. So the corresponding sides of the triangle will also be equal, which means that OP equals to OR and OS equals to OQ. So therefore हम कह सकते हैं that the diagonals of a parallelogram bisect each other, and if the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other, then it is a parallelogram. So in a parallelogram we can say that one, opposite sides are equal, two, opposite angles are equal, three, diagonals bisect each other. So now that you know the properties of a parallelogram, use this knowledge to observe and design your own parallelograms. And of course, you can also solve a few examples सिर्फ और सिर्फ अपने Genius ऐप पे. वक्त हो गया मेरे जाने का. मैं आपसे मिलूंगा फिर एक बार और एक जीनियस से वीडियो में। तब तक के लिए जीनियस से पढ़ो, जीनियस बनो।